My name is Seema Anand. I'm a mythologist, a storyteller, and I specialize in women's narratives. And thank you all for liking my last video so much that you asked for yet another one. And here I am following up with even more ridiculous comments that we have found on the internet. But this is a really big problem for men also. They also think and dream a vagina like we watch in media and porn. And we get different when we see it in real life, and we often want a same picture or same as we watched, and thus increase problems in mind and make us disturbed. Oh my God, did somebody actually say that? I think number one, maybe you do need to go and seek help for your mental condition. You should also perhaps look at yourself and then see whether you compare with what you're watching on porn. I mean, it's bad enough that girls are feeling ashamed of their own body and they're watching porn and thinking that they need to look a certain way. And now you have the men trying to tell them as well that they have to look a certain way. Pornography is not real. We have to get past pornography. In an ideal world, I really would like to see more sex education. I'd like to see less reliance on porn, but if all that is not going to be possible, then take it away from this program, from this particular session today, that nothing on porn looks like what you have in reality. I can't tell you how many times all right sex could have been turned into great sex just by touching me more. I so agree. I would also like to add my personal favorite in almost any position: pull my hair back and kiss my neck. Holy hell, does that turn me on. You know what? I think that works for almost any woman. All you guys out there should try it at least one time, see the reaction, and notice how much better it makes things. Touching more, definitely. Kissing more during foreplay, definitely. Focus on the neck, because we have an amazing number of nerve endings in the neck that just make it extraordinarily sexy for almost every woman out there. Cunnilingus. Most guys do it for 30 seconds and quit. Don't be that guy. If you're going down on a woman, don't time yourself. Don't put a timer on and say, okay, 30 seconds and this is it. Just go the whole way. There's just something about oral sex. There's something about the feel of the tongue that is so exciting. It's so delightful. It's so delicious that I cannot even begin to explain. I don't actually have the words to explain how it feels in real life. Eventually you'll find that actually you're enjoying it equally as much as she is. Do it, try it, just go the whole way. Every time my boyfriend goes to the sex store alone, he comes back with some huge butt plug. I've asked him if he could instead get me a vibrator or something more reasonably sized, but he still walks in with some monster plug and no smaller size to warm up. We have like 5 giant butt plugs I'll never be able to use. Size doesn't matter. Just because it's bigger does not equate to more pleasure. It's all about what you do with it. Size is not what is important. That it doesn't matter how big the penis is or how big the toy is or how big something else. That is not what a woman's pleasure depends on. We've done any number of videos about this, but please do get this into your head. It's not about the size, it's what it does for you. A woman's body is actually one huge erogenous zone. You have more erogenous zones that you can even begin to imagine. Every part of the body can be an erogenous zone. It just depends on how you treat it. So if you get some giant butt plug or a giant monster vibrator, it's not actually going to do anything for her. Get something smaller that's more mobile. It can be used on other parts of the body. Try something different. I had a sexual partner ask me how I masturbated. I usually just masturbate with a vibrator, no penetration. He replied, "That's why you're always tight down there." No, dude, that's not how vaginas work. I just have a smaller vagina. A penis is not the counterpart of a vagina. Penetration is not necessarily how you get your orgasms. As a matter of fact, it's the least likely way that you get your orgasms. Maybe this could be that time when it suddenly sinks in and you say, aha, maybe a woman doesn't need to be penetrated. There are other ways of getting her really excited. Focus on her pleasure, not yours. It always flabbergasts me that when men see sex as their personal ego boost rather than a mutual enjoyment, if sex is not equally mutually pleasurable, you may as well not be having sex at all. To be a good lover, you have to drop your ego, you have to forget all about yourself and only focus on what your partner wants. So it's not about what you can do, it's about what they want you to do. If you can just repeat that to yourself, almost like a mantra.
It's not about what you can do.
It's about what they want you to do. You'd be amazed at the results. I had an ex-boyfriend who refused to eat me out because apparently I can orgasm from PIV, which is penis in vagina intercourse. In the meantime, he insisted that I give him blowjobs, of course. Do you know what is the very first rule in the oral sex rule book? If you ask somebody for oral sex, you have to be prepared to do it back for them as well. If you cannot do it back for them, don't ask for it. In those days, in the chapter on oral sex in the Kama Sutra, it says that if you do not have a woman on whom you can go down and she can do it for you, then you had to employ people. You would have either a masseuse or a barber who would actually perform it for you. You would pay them to do it, and so you didn't have to do it back for them. But basically the idea is that if you cannot perform oral sex back on the person, especially if they want you to, you have absolutely no right to ask them for it. So I tend to orgasm really fast. I'm talking like within the first 5 minutes I will go if I don't take a break. And I struggle not to go during foreplay because right after I go, I'm usually just not turned on anymore, that having sex after this just sounds blah. For women who can come multiple times, does this happen to you as well? And do you just keep going, or what are you doing? Even if you're able to go multiple times, you're not a machine, which means that if you have the orgasm, it's very natural that you have the downward turn. You need to come down for a little while, relax a little bit, start again. It's just that happens with everybody. After you've come, the vagina will contract for a little while. It actually makes you quite tired. You need to want to stop, enjoy it. You need to then stop and breathe for a little bit, and then you can start to build it up again. So there's nothing wrong with you. That's just how it always happens. As you can see, not understanding yourself, not understanding your body, not understanding your own sexuality can create so many misunderstandings between you and your partner, and it really isn't healthy. So it is time to start understanding yourself a little bit better. It's time to start exploring your own sexuality a little bit better. And if you need more information, there is of course an earlier video that I did over here on this very platform. So go and check that out as well. Listen to this one, but remember, whatever you do, just keep exploring, keep trying to understand yourself better. I wish you all good sexual health.